Hello, we are starting in section 9.2, chapter 9, section 2, and it's probability in our book, so we're just going to go over just a quick lesson on that. Probability, it just deals with the chances of something happening, like what's the likelihood of something happening. Very, like, one that you should be very, familiar with would be when they're talking about what are the chances of rain. In the Weather Channel, they might say that there's a 10% chance of rain. Well, 10%, so that's 10 out of 100. It's pretty unlikely that it's going to rain. On the other hand, if they had said that it's a 90% chance of rain, well, 90 out of 100 times it'll rain. So that means that it's, more likely to rain. And so I think, pretty easily understand that. Anyway, that's probability. It's just going to be talking about how likely something is going to happen. And probability is calculated very easily. I will show you what you need to do as far as calculating probability. Anyway, probability is calculated as your favorable outcomes. What you want to happen, favorable is what you would want to happen, over total outcomes. And I want to do a couple examples here with probability. But again, just remember to calculate it. It's favorable outcomes, what you want to happen, over the total number of outcomes. So let's say we're going to do something here with dice. For our examples. Probability of rolling a 6. Okay, so we got dice. Probability of rolling a 6. How many sixes are on a dice? There's obviously just one. 1 6 is on a dice, so that's why you would have your 1 on top here. These are just going to be written as fractions. Your favorable is 1. That's how many sixes are on there. And total outcomes means, how many sides are there on a dice? Well, you know that there's 6 sides. So your probability of rolling a 6 is going to be 1 out of 6. 1 over 6, just leave that as a fraction. And very simple to calculate these. That's all you need for that. Probability of rolling a 6 is 1 out of 6. And maybe we could do another example. Let's do the probability of rolling a number greater than 2. So if you have your dice, so 1 through 6, we know that. What's the probability of rolling a number that's greater than 2? Well, your favorable outcomes would be rolling a 3, rolling a 4, rolling a 5, or rolling a 6. So you have 4 favorable outcomes on that, and that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So your favorable is 4 because there's 4 numbers that are greater than 2 on a dice, and you have 6 total sides on it. So probability of rolling a number greater than 2 is 4 out of 6, or you could simplify this fraction to be 2/3. Either of those answers is fine. It may ask you to put it in the simplest form. If it asks you to put it in the simplest form, then you need to take the fraction and put it in simplest form. Divide top and bottom by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. There's your simplified fraction for rolling a number that's greater than 2 on dice. All right. I will go over some other examples for you with probability. And this was pretty generic, but it's what's in the book, so I want to use examples that you would be familiar with. So in this situation, we have a bag of marbles. Okay. In your bag of marbles. In your bag of marbles, let's say you have 4 red marbles. All right. 6 blue ones and 7 white. In your bag of marbles, you have 4 reds, 6 blue, 7 whites, and we're going to just figure out probabilities of different situations in these. So then let's say for this example, we're going to do probability of, probability of drawing a red marble. Okay. So there's 4 red marbles. Your favorable outcomes would be 4 because there's 4 red marbles. Again, we're just using this simple formula, favorable over total. There's 4 red marbles, and then a total number of marbles, just 4 plus 6, you got 10, plus 7 more, 17. So your probability of drawing a red marble is 4 out of 17. Another example. Probability of drawing a, let's say, blue or white. Blue or white. Okay, so we're looking for, like, what are our chances of drawing a blue or a white marble, or what's the probability of drawing a blue or white marble? So we want to look at your total favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes is getting blues or whites. Either one is going to be fine. And there's 6 blues, 7 whites. Total for blue or whites would be 13. So there's 13 marbles in there that would be favorable outcomes. And that's all the blues and all the whites. And then your total outcomes stays the same at 17. So 13 out of 17 chances you will draw a blue or white marble. So it's pretty likely that if you're looking for a probability of blue or white, it's pretty likely that that's going to happen. If you're doing this probability of drawing a red, 4 out of 17, well, that's not as likely, obviously, because this is a smaller fraction than 13 out of 17. All right, well, that's your probability all summed up with a few examples. If you have more questions, come to the Zoom meeting.